Alrighty, welcome back. Like I did mention that we have a very special guest in the studio, this multi-talented young woman that just constantly gives us something to, be in awe of her about, from music to art to even how she looks, just walking in, stealing the spotlight. Her name is Nissi Ogulu.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Ify was good. A round of applause for Ify for that introduction. Let's go.
Bravo. How's it going? Lovely to have you here again.
Yes.
It's been how long? When last did you come here?
Was it last year?
I think it was last year.
Last year, wow.
Last year, yeah.
Oof, 1 year already.
It's a bit too long.
Yeah.
You need to be checking in like every other quarter.
Okay, I got you. But when I come, you guys need to have things for me.
We should actually. Yeah, apologies.
Wow.
This is small chops.
Wow.
So.
No, not that.
Anyway, Nissi, lovely to have you here. And honestly, I do not mince words introducing you. You're Maverick, I must say.
Thank you.
And I know the last time that you were here, we did a more detailed introduction, letting people know that you go beyond music.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to be talking about the music today and a bit more about what you do, but your artistry in general is very commendable. I recall when we spoke about what you did in 2021, I believe, with Jaguar Land Rover as well, being one of the engineering team that designed and put together the 2023 Range Rover model, which I think is so mind-blowing. I mean, when you walk around, like, how do you walk around? Do you just think like, listen, I am that girl? Like, how do you
Well, I know what I can do, I guess, is what I would say. So there is confidence, but it's not flamboyant.
It's not flamboyant. You're humble.
I don't know if I'll say humble, but I'm all right.
You're all right.
I'm all right.
But when you wake up in the morning, you remember.
You have to. You have to. If you don't do that, you're never going to achieve anything.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about achieving anything, I want you to tell me, so far, what your most celebrated for yourself achievement has been as a musician.
Recently, I think for myself, it would probably be dropping this project. Yeah.
How long did that take you?
The songs were probably all done like a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So why did you keep us waiting so long?
Man, I have no idea. It's all about timing and making sure things are in place, I guess.
Yeah.
And having a rollout that made sense for me. But yeah, it's long gone. I'm on the next one now.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So what type of artist are you? Are you that type of artist that you listen and you're just like, no, this is not right? Put this there, or put a comma here, or make it sound this way. Are you so do you go over it over and over again?
Yeah. I think, okay, now you remind me, part of the delay was we spent about 6 months engineering this project.
6 months? Because
I kept going, but I'm like, no, this is not right.
Wow.
The vocal here is not clear enough. This is not good. Yeah. I wasted a lot of time on engineering.
Yeah. So what gives you? Do you have like that thing that you feel or you see and then it's ready? Is there a thing? I don't know, because I'm not a musician, so I don't know if there is like a general thing that musicians see and they're like, this food has done, that type of thing. Like, how do you know?
This has done. It's never ready, I would say. Any creation from any artist, they never feel like it's done. I think you just have to get to a point where you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Or you have people around you that you trust and say, okay, it's time to stop.
Yeah.
It's good. It's as good as it can get.
I want to know who you got involved on this project with, and how do you even know, when you start off, getting on this journey for this project, do you already have in mind the people that you think will be perfect for the project, or is it along the way that you then maybe, how serendipitous moments happen where you're on your way to doing something and then you're just like, what, I think you're going to be good on this. Is that how it was?
Yeah, it was more like that. It was definitely more. I didn't start the project with anybody in mind. I started the project more with what I wanted to create in mind. Yeah. And yeah, along the way, there were some songs that just came along and I'm like, this person will sound good on this. Let's see.
I want to know, out of all the songs, which is most personal to you?
This is tough. I think a lot of them are actually quite personal, even if not my stories, but stories of people close to me. But I'll probably give it to Gloves.
Gloves.
Yeah, I'll probably give it to Gloves, which is the last song on the project.
So what inspired that? I want to know.
It's just self-assessment and then kind of putting it all in words in a sense.
Okay. And
giving people a little bit of a glimpse into the things people around me have had to experience about me.
Yeah. Love it.
So, yeah.
Are you a very critical person? You know, do you go hard on yourself or
very, very badly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how are you able to maintain a balance where you're not like going super crazy on, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that?
Delegation. Delegation.
And who are you delegating to?
Different people have different roles in my life.
In your life.
I'm telling you. Different people have different
I love
roles.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Now I want to know for your sound, because your sound is quite unique. And I feel like the direction of the Nigerian music industry, especially Afrobeat, it keeps on, expanding, extending, and, metamorphosing into, we don't know what yet it's going to metamorphose into. But I want to know how you ensure that you are maintaining your authenticity with your sound.
If I'm being honest, I don't listen to a lot of music.
That's interesting.
Like, let me not say it like that. I don't listen to what people listen to in the typical sense.
Okay.
Like, my playlist has very few mainstream songs.
Okay.
So I try to be more explorative with the things that my ears consume. Just because I know I'm going to hear the mainstream ones on the radio anyway.
Yeah. I
might as well just try to listen to all the other people out there. And that helps for me.
That's very interesting. With music, especially the commercial aspect of it as well. And I love the fact that because the truth is, we are like sponges one way or the other. Like we hear, what we see, it plays a role in what we do and what we create, especially as creators. And I like that you've been able to create what works for you, right? But then how are you also able to ensure that in as much as you are maintaining that individuality and that uniqueness, you're also going with the flow of the direction of the industry as well? Because there's the commercial aspect, and yes, I know you're an artist who loves her work, but you want to make money, you want to stay fresh as well, you want to make money, you want to know that, okay, so what are people gearing towards, what are they tending towards the most? So how do you do that?
I hear stuff like I will definitely, my ears aren't closed off to mainstream music at all. I do consume it, but I'm just saying, in terms of like my playlist, if I want to dig deep into sonics, that's when I sort of search outside the box. But I'm outside a bit, not a lot, but a bit. And I like music generally. I have a lot of DJ friends. My producers are really close to me. I have very few producers I work with. So they always make sure that we're on top of the game when it comes to making sure the sounds are 2023, 2024, 2025, whatever the case may be, or just timeless music, really. But I don't worry too much about that stuff, if I'm being frank. I just make music that I enjoy.
I love that. Ladies, would you like to jump into this conversation?
Please.
Yeah, sure. So I can tell that, coming from you do music as your main career now, right? So coming from your previous career, do you draw any form of inspiration because you were working on projects that would require details, attention being paid to detail and all of that? Do you draw any form of inspiration from that into your music career as well?
I think my engineering mind definitely strives for perfection.
So does it trickle down to your
So music? Yes, it trickles down, which is why it took so long to engineer my project. But I think that's the main thing, and then in trying to just make sure that I'm always on top of things, not just in my music, but around everything that surrounds it.
All right, and as an artist, are you someone who creates music that's relatable? Is it do you draw from your well of experiences, or do you just, like you told, if you draw from the happenings around you? But at that times you overshare in some of your songs, and if you do, which one of them?
Oversharing has never been my problem.
So we can never know you through the music.
I think undersharing is more my issue than over.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a. You don't want to. No, never that.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the fact that you don't necessarily share as much as yourself with them through your music creates like a sort of distance between you and your listeners?
Potentially, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Perspective is a beautiful thing. I can show you what I want you to see.
I like that.
And I'm quite comfortable with that. And I show the people that I want to see other things, which is fine. It's just
having that control as well, that creative control. So just going through a list of the songs, we have Overthinking, which is interesting. We just spoke about oversharing. We have Higher, we have Gloves, we have Nobody, we have Heavy, Thunder, Unwind. Now this is where I need you, because I was like, I'm going to wait for you to come in to pronounce these ones. So we have what now? What is this?
So you've got the full discography.
In fact,
where you are is perfect, because you've just said all the tracks on the project.
All the tracks.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Listed them all out.
Okay. I need to. I love that. And I want to know, because, creating a body of work, there was a conversation that I was engaged in, and, this person was complaining that we don't create bodies of work anymore. It's just like whatever you think is going to vibe with people, especially at the clubs, you just create. And sometimes some albums just seem very disjointed.
Yes.
Right. So I want to know how you were able to, piece things together in such a way that you're creating an experience that when we start from the very first track to the very last track, it's like we know that we just experienced Nissi Ogulu. How were you able to do that?
I'm very big on storytelling as a theme in bodies of work, rather. So that was key for me, to try to make sure every song sonically flowed into the other, and there was a coherent theme, albeit different sorts of tempos and styles, but have a common thread between all the songs.
Yeah. That is fantastic. Now I want to know, with this project out, are you taking time off? Are you going to rest? I want to know what the schedule is like as a star, right? Because at least we sort of kind of do like a 9 to 5. We have our paid time off, and we know, okay, this particular time, this is when we are going off, and maybe we're going to travel, or we're going to do whatever it is that we like. How is it for you? Because as a creative, your mind is constantly thinking of the next thing to do. So I want to know, now that you've released the body of work, what are the, the succeeding events and activities that come after that? You take a break, or is that when the work just starts?
That's when the work just starts, to be honest. In my life, I don't know that there's such a thing as a break, because of how many things I do. If it's not music, it's engineering, it's chemet. If it's not that, it's art. If it's not that, it's, the list goes on. But for now, after the project has dropped, it's now promo, touring, performing. Then art will come back again, and activations and brand things. So no, it's not. I'm not resting anytime soon.
Yeah. But and this brings me to asking you: would you say that right now you are living the life that you were always desirous of?
To a degree, yes.
Yeah.
To a degree, yes.
When you say to a degree, then now I want to know what's left. What is that? Other parts that if it happens, if it comes, you're just like, yes, this is the life.
I mean, I don't think it's that there's another part. I just think there's always more to achieve as far as I'm concerned. So for me to be at a certain point in my life where I'm like, I'm living the entire life I always wanted to, I don't think it will ever happen.
Yeah.
Because there'll always be something else I'm trying to get done.
Yeah.
All right. Very quickly, Nissi, now your sound is unique. It's Afrobeat, but it's unique. Do you want to give it like a term? You know how we have Afro fusion, Afro rave, Afro depression. Have you thought of a
Afro
term?
depression?
Yeah, I've heard that
one before.
I have never heard that in my life.
I have heard
but
that
it's not
before.
about omelette. So, is there a term you would like, a slogan you can attach to Afro? Because your sound is
no, please, you guys don't add me to this. Don't add me. I'm quite happy being where I am.
Yeah, I like that.
Describe it.
But think about it.
I mean, let me give you my diplomatic answer.
Okay.
For how to describe my music, I'll say it's Afro-rooted, globally positioned, and contemporarily driven.
Listen, first of all, where's the bell? Did you just come up with that right now, Nissi?
See, look.
Listen, because what?
I think you have to
say that again. Say that again.
Afro-rooted,
okay,
globally positioned,
okay,
and contemporarily driven.
Listen, that needs to be a snippet on our page, Michael, by the way. Make that a snippet. I love that. Yeah. All right, I feel like that just encapsulates it all.
Yes, it does.
That is fantastic. Wow. All right, before we say goodbye to you, Nissi, I want to know, because one thing that we talk about music here sometimes, especially on our music show, which happens on Tuesdays. I want to just come on Tuesdays because then that's when we like play a lot of songs. But it's fine, and we go beyond just the music, and we love to explore different aspects of artistry, especially those that surround you as an artist. Right. And one thing I'm very big on is your team.
Yes,
especially if you have the opportunity to have your family around you. And I want you to talk to us about what role your family does play and how that makes a huge difference, because if we take a look at what's going on in the Nigerian music industry, the waters are kind of murky. Yeah. Exactly, to a large extent. And sometimes we make references and be like, and we say, sometimes you need if you had your family going on this journey with you, a lot of these things that you're experiencing, you may not have to experience. So I want you to, talk about that, what that means to you.
I think having family around in key decision-making processes helps to keep away a lot of the bad things that people experience in the industry. So for that, I'm thankful. But I will say, family is family at the end of the day. So for me, in my head, I still actively work to make sure that that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Not what we do for each other in a work capacity.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what role does friendship also play?
Very big role. My sanity.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my friends, I would not be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. All right, guys, it's 2:54, and as like I mentioned, and I'm sure everything that I said at the beginning, from this conversation, that indeed I was not mincing words, that this is a multifaceted, multi-talented maverick, Nissi Ogulu, and she just released her body of work called UNBOXED. Beautiful. We have played a song. Now we're going to be signing off with this particular song that I saw the video. At first when I saw the snippet, I was just like, what is going on? What's happening?
All of you.
Of course.
Thinking too far.
There you go. Because we're just like me, It's not bad, but I would like for you to, introduce the song. But before you introduce the song, before we sign off, because you had mentioned that we're going to be expecting you getting into some performances. Of course, we want to see you live. We want to see you perform some of these amazing songs. So what's next on that?
Next, showcase in London.
Okay.
End of the month. Then I go on tour in America, but go on the I Told Them tour.
Okay.
Do that for 5 shows this year in America, though. And then we start the world tour next year, the beginning of next year.
Okay, fantastic then. Now I would like for you to introduce this song, and I want this introduction to also come with a little, bit of information, maybe some things that we don't know about, maybe creating the song,
Dream on.
She said dream on.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nobody featuring Fireboy off my brand new project called UNBOXED.